Cool.
You just know one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small.
And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all.
Here's a fun fact or a good life tip. Do not try and sing White Rabbit at karaoke when you're drunk, because no one can sing those high notes, certainly not a man.
No.
And people get annoyed. It's like, why would you even try and sing?
Yeah. Yeah, she really belts it out at the end.
You really ruined everything, because we thought you could do it, because, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, good. Someone can belt.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Joseph's really going to bring it now.
He choked. Oh, God. Now he's...
He choked
his
on
vocal
Remember.
cords flew out of his mouth, and it's an ugly scene.
Yeah.
Are we rolling for real yet? We've had so much patter.
We're rolling, but we haven't started.
Well,
I see.
I always roll.
I see. And then there'll be outtakes. So the energy's gonna get really boring all of a sudden. I'd like to introduce.
Exactly. And then it's just it's like I say, okay, here we're gonna start now, and then everybody goes to sleep. No, we're gonna keep it going.
Let's not do that. We're gonna keep the pepper.
We'll have fun. Now I do have a little introduction here that I'm going to read. So that's where it'll fall asleep. But right after that, we need to bring the energy right back up, okay?
Okay.
And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong after I read it. It's always more fun that way.
Oh.
Make sure you
I got this right off your website, so it's...
Make sure if you're going to correct them.
That might be so cringeworthy.
No. I took out some of the actory words. You know?
Yes, like a seasoned professional.
Yes, I took all that stuff out.
He's got salt and pepper. He's seasoned.
I I left in like professional directorial debut.
Ew.
All right, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. But listen, do your thing, and then I'll comment afterward.
Okay, good.
That'll make me seem more human.
No, I like it.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Addressing Gettysburg. And oh, have I got a treat for you today. But don't I always? I mean, come on, let's get real. So many of you, of course, probably all of you, have seen the movie Gettysburg. Wouldn't you say that most of the audience, Eric, has?
I feel like they probably have.
Yes, most, if not all. Right. And you know that we've been trying to bring you interviews with the actors involved with the film. And I have to say that a lot of this would not be possible without a fella that you might have heard mentioned in shows before. But I never really told you about. His name is John Pinkerton. And he is related to those Pinkertons too, by the way.
Is he really?
Oh, he is.
Nice.
And he is the guy who is like the impetus behind the 25th anniversary screening and reunion that we had back in 2018.
All that stuff.
And now I already knew Patrick Gorman, but I met Bo Brinkman there, and then Bo got me Tom Berenger, and then John has been working to get me other actors, and one of them is on tonight with us. His name is Joseph with a Z. You pronounce it with a Z, I learned. And it's Fuqua. I believe I got it right. He made me say it on the phone the other day. He said, now say it. He goes, it's pronounced Fuqua, and then he goes, now say it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to say it.
Say my name,
Say
Matt.
my name. So I did, and I think I got it right, but we'll find out later. Let me tell you a little bit about him, though. He's been a professional actor for 20 years. I think that's what his website says, but I think it's much, much longer, probably closer to 40 or 50 years, but we'll find out later on. And he graduated from the MFA program at the Yale School of Drama. Before Yale, he attended many schools and university programs, including studies at James Madison University. My cousins went there. SUNY Purchase, University of London, Brickbeck College, Rhode Island School of Design, as well as master classes at HB Studios. How do you find the time to do anything else with all that schooling? That's another thing I'm going to ask him. He's played many roles on stage and also has worked extensively in television and film and theater. You may have seen him on The X-Files, The Profiler, Brooklyn South, The Pretender, Chicago Hope, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and Becker. On film, he has appeared in Ed's Next Move, David Searching, Heyday, and as you know, as JEB Stuart in the movie Gettysburg and later on in Gods and Generals. And he made his professional directorial debut with J for J, featuring the late, great Jack Tripper, John Ritter.
John Ritter.
Everybody loves John Ritter. We miss him dearly. That was presented by Rubicon Theater and 11th Hour Productions at the Court Theater. And in 2000, he joined Rubicon as its first company member, having appeared in over 16 productions with them, including the title character in Hamlet. Okay, we'll get to that. And he has taught middle school, high school, and adult acting for the company since that time. He's a member of the Screen Actors Guild, Equity Association, and the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. And we are very excited to have him on Addressing Gettysburg today. Thank you and welcome, Joseph.
Test. Am I on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have so many corrections for you, Matt.
Go.
Good Lord.
But this is, by the way, the corrections for your website.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. I mean, that website, I think I just, I ate a microchip and puked a website.
It sounds like
it's not a good one.
Okay.
It's not a good one.
Well, maybe we need to get working on that.
Yeah, thank you. 23 Skidoo, man. Your website, what are you, Amish?
I was wondering the same thing.
The Mennonites have better websites. What's going on?
Well, first of all, let's start with the name. Let's start with your name.
Fuqua, nailed it.
Nailed it. And Joseph.
But you made me sound so pretentious and slightly effeminate. I didn't like the way you said Joseph. It's with a Z. God.
Well, it is, isn't it?
The whole point of the Z is so you don't sound sibilant with a Joseph.
Oh, I get it. So it gets rid of the sibilants.
Yeah. And then
Joseph.
you don't. Right, and then you don't talk about it. You talking about it made me seem like a dick. But you nailed the last time. Say it. Fuqua.
Me talking about it made you seem like a dick, or you saying "say it"?
The way you made. Forget it. Let's move along.
Okay, let's move along. So go ahead. So 20 years.
Birkbeck College.
What did I
London.
say? Brickbeck?
You did.
Brickbeck.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Like bric-a-brac.
It's written Birkbeck too, but my tongue got tied.
It's not Brecht. I don't know how it's written, but I don't want to call you on it. But
it's
I'm
written.
Sure it's,
I'll tell you because I just copied and pasted this. BIRKBRECK on your website.
Birkbeck.
Yeah. What did you?
You said Brickbeck. And
right.
You said Brickbeck.
Yeah, I know, but you said it's not. Okay, whatever.
Listen, that's so small. Listen, there's so many other things. And you're right, 40, 50, that's cruel.
Oh.
37 years. 37 years in the business. And I've been with the Rubicon Theater for 21 years now and done over 47. So that I got to update that.
So then your website has not been updated in 17 years.
I don't like your tone, man.
Well,
I don't need this, Hey, I'm just trying to do a podcast here.
I know. Listen, I'm the last person to update my website. I have to have somebody do it for me. I can't. So I'm not blaming you.
I should. Okay, then you should change your reading because it certainly sounded like an indictment.
No. I didn't mean to.
You should change your website. Ouch.
This is going to be a fun one.
It's starting good, right?
Yes,
we got the pepper.
We're going to have a good time. So, all right. Did I get all of your education right?
I guess you did.
Except for Brickleback or something.
Yes.
No, I'm impressed.
James Madison, right? Love it.
Yeah.
Very proud of that. Yale School of Drama. I mean, that costs a lot of money. Who wouldn't be proud of that?
Sure.
I didn't have the SAT. I want to make sure that people don't realize I'm not a smarty pants. I didn't have the SAT scores to get into Yale University.
Right.
But I was able to audition as an actor. I had some chops acting, and got into the Yale School of Drama, which is different. They don't look at your SATs. I just want to make that clear.
Right. Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
I can
okay.
wear the T-shirt, though. I can wear Yale, and I'm okay with it.
And your email address is at Yale, you know.
Why wouldn't I? That cost me 140
Exactly.
grand. Why wouldn't I?
And they let you keep it afterwards?
Throw it around. Yes. I earned it, dude.
Of course. No, that's awesome. Okay. And then did I get your TV and film?
Yeah, you got all that? Yeah, I think it's...
Becker, was that the
it's all
show
good.
with Ted Danson?
Danson.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those were all, you know, I think there's co-star means that you probably have less than 10 lines when you're a co-star.
When you're a co-star, okay.
Guest star is when you have, you know, so I was a guest star in X-Files, so I had some...
So what did you play on
meat
X-Files?
on the bone there. I was Dr. Jason Nichols, and it was, the time travel was called Synchronicity. I think it was the 3rd season. And old me time travels to come back to younger me and tries to prevent me from inventing something that will end the world.
Okay.
And then we hug at the end and we burst into flames. And why wouldn't we?
Well, yeah, because you can't have old and young hug.
Oh man, that's like the magnets going, you know, you can't stick them together.
Right.
It happens.
And then, so, all right, let's go back here. Now, you grew up where? In the Hudson Valley, right?
Right near West Point. My dad was a West Pointer, class of 1933. He was a brigadier general, and his father was a major general.
Wow.
His father was thrown out of West Point for math grades. None of us could do math in the family, apparently. But my father got better and stayed in, but my grandfather was able to stay in the Army, and he rose to major general, and he was actually the chief of infantry under Herbert Hoover. That's an odious distinction, but
well,
there it was.
You know, it's a
when
job.
The cabinet level posts, it was chief of infantry, the chief of navy, so they were sub and cabinet posts. But he did well. He's got some great real estate in Arlington. He does. You know, he was still old enough to get some really good prime real estate.
That's awesome. Now, so how from this illustrious military family, how did you decide on acting?
I'm the youngest of a combined family of 10.
Wow.
So, you know,
so 8 kids and 2 parents?
No, there were 6 from my birth family and 4 from when my mother died. My father remarried, a la Brady Bunch,
Gotcha.
a woman with 4 kids. And my new mother adopted me when I was 7. I didn't really know my birth mother.
Got it.
And so 6 and 4. And there were only 3 of us who were still in school. So we had a small family, but I had lots of older brothers and sisters. And the attention thing, you know, notice me. So you should be an actor. What's an actor?
It's a person who wears costumes and acts like he's somebody else. Well,
and
so
I said, I am in. I want that.
You liked it. Did you like put on shows when you were a kid and stuff?
Ew. Yes. You make it sound so creepy. Did you put on shows, Joe? Did you do your little clown things?
Right. Did you get up and sing Yankee Doodle Dandy in front of people?
Yeah, or your Haley Mills, let's get together. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you did?
No, but I really wanted to be Haley Mills. That's another story. That's another podcast.
So you could be your own twin cousin?
Are you thinking of Patty Duke? We're
Patty
totally
Duke,
dating
yes.
ourselves.
No, Haley Mills was the Parent Trap.
Yes, and they were twins.
Yeah, they were twins.
Yeah.
They were actually separated
Patty
at birth.
Duke, they were...
Yeah, I forgot my fake twin actresses. Okay, so
Shame on you. Shame on you, buddy.
So you do the shows around the yard as when you're a little kid, and
no, I never admitted to that. You're running with it. I never admitted to that.
Oh, okay. You had pageants.
I was a serious actor. I was much better, sort of on the staircase, being dramatic, going, "I won't go to bed."
Yeah. Okay.
Right? I was more dramatic than let's put on little shows.
And you stomp up the stairs. You don't love me. And then you go upstairs.
But I wasn't. But I was from the old school family where you weren't allowed to be angry with your parents.
Oh yeah.
So I had to be careful. I had to be entertaining, and I would get away with it.
Yes.
So my drama had to really, sort of toe the line a little bit.
Okay, so desperately.
So let's move along. Yeah.
So let's move. So a child desperately seeking attention and approbation, and he grows up and goes to school. Do you go? Are you in the plays?
First he's bullied mercilessly for not playing kickball right.
Right. The limp-ankled kickball. Right?
Limp ankles. Oh,
yes.
Good Lord.
They call them old limp
That's
ankles.
The rickets again. I couldn't help having rickets.
Okay, so you don't play kickball right as a kid. You get bullied for it. And then when you get to high school, do you do the plays? Are you in the drama club?
Yes, you find out, oh boy, this is a great way to become popular. And knowing that you can make people laugh and to be able to play the fool and still have dignity.
Yes.
That's something a lot of people, I see it when I teach kids acting. There's something, the bravura of youth with young kids, that they don't care. They can throw themselves into make-believe. And then something happens at the beginning of high school where you desperately want to be cool.
Yes.
And you won't give that up. And you can't get a kid in an acting class to do anything that would make them look foolish. It's like,
right.
But the humor, don't you realize if you look like an idiot, you get laughs,
yes.
And then you get a weird kind of respect.
People love you. It's true. It's so true. Now, I didn't go out for plays or anything, but I was always willing to make myself the fool. And I found that I actually, by the time I was a senior, I would say I was one of the more popular people in the class.
Because you were funny.
Because I was an idiot.
You spoke your mind. And teachers sort of respect someone who's outgoing. And I was the introvert extrovert.
Yes.
So I could sort of do it, but then I needed to take a nap.
Yeah. No. I know exactly what I got to take a nap after doing this. Like, I know exactly what you mean. It takes a lot of energy to
that on switch. You got to go on. Bam.
Yes.
Burn bright.
Yes.
And then, get back in the box.
Yeah, and then you got to shut it down, and then afterwards, people want to talk to you because they love what you do, and then you're too tired, and you come off like a jerk, and that's why a lot of actors get the reputation of being jerks. It's just because they're too tired. You're catching them on the crash.
Well, a lot of us are jerks.
I know that.
A lot of us. It's like, why don't you know who I think I am?
Yes.
I should get a much better table than this.
Right. I do that around town.
Yeah, you do.
Sure, you throw your weight around.
Have
you not heard my podcast?
Exactly. You go, don't you know that I could make or break you?
You'll never podcast in this town again.
They're like, sir, it'll be a 45-minute wait. And I'm like, don't you know who I am? I'm wearing an ascot.
No, we don't.
Bring me pancakes outside.
Yes. I hear of flapjacks in small mountains, and I want them at my table now.
You jump to flapjacks right away. Absolutely. That's my favorite. Pancakes are nothing. Flapjacks are where they're at.
What the hell's the difference?
I don't know, but it sounds better. They're also called hoe cakes, HOE, and I don't know why.
Oh, hoe cakes are traditionally made out of cornmeal.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so what does it mean though? How does it?
Originally you cooked it on your
hoe.
Yeah.
On your hoe.
Like you made a little patty out of cornmeal essentially,
and then you just cook it.
You put it on the blade of your hoe, and then you just held it over a fire and cooked it that way.
See,
that's how it originally started.
Okay, well, of course.
The blade of your hoe, Eric.
Indeed.
That should be a poem. I'm also. It's a great segue. It's a great segue for that old Civil War recipe, the ramrod cakes.
Sloosh? Oh, the ramrod. What was that called?
Biscuits.
Yeah, you basically
If you had
wrap
your
a coil.
grandpappy's gun, yeah.
Yeah, you basically
You take
wrap
the
a coil
ramrod
of
out.
dough around your ramrod and bake it over a fire. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There's something that doesn't sound right about the ramrod.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You just put dough around your ramrod. What? This is Blue Gettysburg. Blue Gettysburg.
That's right. There you go. We're working blue, ladies and gentlemen. We are working blue tonight. Okay. So where do we leave off? Okay. Bullying in school. And then you make it. And then do you go to college? Your first school that you go to, the first of many here, is where? Yale?
No. Yale was late. I did matriculate. Let's say I matriculated at SUNY Purchase when I was 16. There were college level courses I could take. Hudson River Valley is near SUNY Purchase, so my mother signed me up. My mother was a big one for do things during the summer and don't hang around.
Right.
So I went to a summer camp on Lake Winnipesaukee for 9 years from a very young age for 2 months. I mean, not just a sickness, a sleepaway, crazy hazing, in the days all boys camp in the wilderness of New Hampshire on Lake Winnipesaukee.
Sure.
No, they can't hear your cries. Yeah, sports camp. Oh God. And that's where you'd live in a bathing suit all summer long, and that's when you'd get the ringworm and the
sure, yeah.
impetigo. Oh, sure.
And the chafing.
The chafing. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
ride on open trucks,
walking around with those swimsuits with that mesh that's in there, and drying out for being in the water. It's horrible. Well,
there was also this liability that if you had on a swimsuit and you didn't wear underwear, because there were also the upper aged kids and
right.
the seniors, juniors, intermediates, and whatever they were called, the little ones.
Right.
And they would give you wedgies where they tear your underwear off. And if you didn't have underwear that gave, or you were wearing a bathing suit, you basically would have a new crack. They just
they'd tear you a new one.
They just pull until you've been recleft.
Oh, that's
this might be the most interesting one we've done so far.
It's my favorite interview so far. Okay, so
and it's only just begun.
It's only just begun. We all right, you get to through school, and then you get out. How old are you when you get your first acting gig? Like, where you actually get paid?
Well, that was I left undergraduate school, James Madison, to do an internship at the Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park to get my equity card.
You were living on the air in Cincinnati.
Yeah, living on the air in Cincinnati.
WKR.
Hey, that sounded. Well, I actually did a play with Gary Sandy when I was still an intern.
That was Andy. He played Andy.
He was Andy, yeah, and he was actually a very good actor. He played Chance Wayne in Sweet Bird of Youth.
Okay.
So, and the role originated by Paul Newman.
Okay.
I think he did it on Broadway and as well in the film. I could be wrong. But anyway, great part. He was a great guy. He took us all out because for Cincinnatians,
he was a big star.
Gary Sandy, he was a big deal.
Sure.
The show had just ended, and this was in the early 80s. So I got my equity card there. I came to New York with my equity card, started going to open calls. Fun fact, I was the understudy for the role of Peter or Pater in the musical version of The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh.
Called Yours, Anne. Okay. And it was actually a sweet little musical.
It's a sweet little musical?
Yes, it couldn't survive the Springtime for Hitler. It was more of a chamber opera. Seriously.
Yes.
The musical version of Anne Frank. I mean, the New York Times slammed it. But it had great actors in it, and
I don't want to explore that one, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was actually lovely. There's some great songs.
Wait,
I know your mind goes to it. So it was very sad. These people devoted so much time and money, and it was really lovely, but it couldn't survive. Trini Alvarado, who is a marvelous actress, but great young star in Runaways, and she played Anne, and she was wonderful.
But
anyway, it was a great experience.
But
that was my first acting job.
How do you make that story lovely with like sweet music? Like what are the? Do you remember the lyrics to any of the songs?
Oh, dude, you know I do.
Oh God.
Okay, so here it is, and I can't do it justice. Dear Kitty, I am 13 years old. It seems to me that no one would be interested in what I write, and yet I have to write. I am such an asshole. Now, I cannot believe I'm fucking singing Anne Frank on your podcast. Cool. I'm going to stop right now. So, yes, I remember all the lyrics because in case people didn't realize, I'm also a gay American who knows show tunes.
You're kidding.
Let alone...
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. How dare you, Eric? I don't like your tone.
It's just like going and sitting in my kitchen or in my brother's kitchen with him.
Yeah. He goes to his brother's house and all he does is...
You've got a homosexual brother?
Oh, yeah.
Am I... or
yeah,
he
my
likes
little
Anne
brother
Frank?
who's bigger than I am.
You've got a homosexual brother? Oh, you've got a homosexual brother?
He's a big Anne Frank fan, is he?
No, I don't reckon he is, but...
Yeah. But that's the new... Wouldn't that be terrible? Like, that's the new friend of Dorothy? Oh, you're a friend of Anne Frank?
Oh, my God.
What does that mean? And I mean, that's sort of sacrilegious. That's like bringing... That's not fair.
You can't do that.
Yes, apparently you can't. Thanks. Let's move along. So... I played youngsters, you know, when you're 20 and you're playing 15-year-olds, it begins to feel kind of icky.
Right.
And then at some point, a casting director, a very lovely woman, Fran Cumin of Simon & Cumin Casting, said, you know, you're a good actor, but you should really learn how to act. I was like, ouch. Oh, my God. Because young actors, they learn how to behave. It's like, I can play younger because then you just behave.
Yes.
Truthfully. You know, that's what acting is, behaving truthfully in imaginary circumstances. So I said, well, where do I learn to act? I'd taken acting classes, but she sounded like she knew a secret. And she was a graduate of Yale School of Drama. So she said, you can go to Yale School of Drama. I said, me? How could I get into Yale? So I auditioned. She did everything. I was late for she helped me and wrote a letter of recommendation. I went, I did a good audition, and then boom, there I am. And I didn't have my undergraduate degree. So Yale School of Drama's MFA program. So I didn't get the actual MFA until this year. I think I told you when we talked earlier in the week. So I just got my MFA, and what I was when I graduated from Yale in 1990 was a certificate in drama.
Okay.
Graduate.
A certificate.
So, yes. So it wasn't in Latin. So I finally got my undergraduate degree, matriculated late. All the credits, you know, rolled over to Antioch University of Santa Barbara, got my Bachelor of Fine Arts, and then I paid $150 to Yale. And just a month ago, I got the sheepskin in Latin. Yale School of Drama.
A month ago. And this is in Dramatis.
Yes.
Dramaticus. Yale Schoolis Dramaticus. Congratulations. We've all heard of that, and you've actually gotten it. So it took how long for you to get that?
Well, I'd stopped. I'd worked as an actor. I got out of Yale, and then I would say I did a few plays, and I did a great play with this wonderful actor, Clancy Brown, and Mercedes Rule, right after she had won the Academy Award. They did Antony and Cleopatra at the Actors Theater of Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky. It's a big regional theater, and it was directed by John Jory, who founded it, son of the actor Victor Jory. And I played Octavius Caesar, and Clancy was Antony, and Mercedes was Cleopatra. And yeah, because that was a thing. So I got a big agent Mercedes agent, and I was briefly with ICM, and Sam Cohn came, who was a big agent at the time. So I had this great agent in New York. And so here's the story of how I got Gettysburg.
Okay.
So for an actor to have a big agent, it's the emperor's new clothes. You almost don't have to audition. So suddenly I get this call that you need to go to Joy Todd, casting director of Gettysburg and Gods and Generals. You have to go to Joy Todd's office right now and read for this movie. They're looking for somebody who has to leave tonight to go to the set. And so I went, and Joy Todd said, "Oh, hi, you're Sam Cohn's client?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Oh, it's very impressive. Do you have a Southern accent?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Okay, you're on the 7 o'clock to Philadelphia, and then a driver will take you to Gettysburg."
That's how you got the role?
And I left from the casting director's office to the train station with the clothes on my back. And within 14 hours, I was being fitted with someone else's beard. The actor couldn't make it back from Los Angeles. He had another gig. And I was fitted with his beard. They sort of stitched it up. He had evidently a bigger face than I, taller. And that's why the beard sort of looked not like it was made for me.
Okay.
And there I was, my first film, and on the set with Martin Sheen. And
wow. So, okay.
It was scary.
Let's break this down then. So,
break it down.
Yeah, we're going to break it down. So you don't have to do anything to get the role, and you get the role.
You grew up in the Hudson Valley, you said.
So it starts in the Hudson Valley, and then we get up to Gettysburg, PA. No, so you have this lucky break, really. I mean, it sounds like a lucky break to me.
Yeah.
And you get to Gettysburg. Now, do you want to name who the actor was that you replaced?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I actually don't.
Robert De Niro.
Yes, and the rest is history.
Yes.
Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, right. No, so, okay. So now, this is your first movie ever.
First time in front of a camera.
First time in front of a camera. Never took a photograph as a child. Never did home movies or anything.
A moving camera, yes.
Oh, okay.
You never took a Polaroid? No, my family believed in sketch pads and pastels.
Okay, good. Your first time in front of...
You should see the sketches of me as a baby. It's so winsome.
I love how he just crushes you.
I know, that's great. So, okay, so you first time in front of a cinema camera, and you have to act with Martin Sheen. This is...
Yes.
Now,
yes. And I was a big fan of Marty.
Who isn't?
I know. But I don't know. Maybe people don't like his politics, but that man can act, and he's one of the kindest men. And there I was, and the director, Ron Maxwell, wonderful guy. He was busy, so he didn't know that this is the first time I had ever been in front of a camera.
Right.
And we sort of got in the costume and got on the set, which was a house adjacent to the battlefield.
Uh-huh.
And Marty was there, and we just they checked for light, and the props man had outfitted me with the sword, binoculars, a map case, a cape, and all I did, I kept clunking into things.
Because you weren't used to walking with it.
Well, anyway, so we go. So after they did the light check, Marty said, "Let's go to my trailer and run lines." And then we went in and immediately said, "You're not going to be needing this or this." So he took the binoculars off. He took the map case off. I was just left with the sword. I didn't even have the cape anymore. It was just, you come in with your uniform and the sword, which was necessary in the scene.
Right.
And we ran it probably 50 times, and he he directed me.
Now, let me ask you. I've heard everybody says he's really a kind guy, really friendly, really nice.
Yes.
Did he know this was your first movie? Did you tell him this?
He never asked. He was so personable. We sat in the makeup chair next to one another earlier.
Right.
And we talked, and I'm very chatty, as you can tell. And the makeup ladies were fun, and I love, women of the makeup trailer. They're kind, and they're personable, and they want to know you.
Yes, yes.
So I had said something. It's like, oh, I'm a Taurus or something, and Marty said, oh, Emilio's a Taurus. You guys, he said something like, you like your things, or it's like, yeah. Taurus, they like stuff. They like nice clothes. They like stuff.
Stuff, yeah.
And he said, yeah. And is Emilio? Is he shy, or is it? Oh, he's not a problem. And it's your other son, yeah, Charlie is. So, but it was very loving, and it was just sort of interesting thinking this is so many years before.
Sure.
And both sons were doing very, very well, as we all know. So very kind. He knew me. It was as if we'd always known each other. He treated me as a contemporary. So I think he might have gleaned. I never said, "Hey, this is my first gig. Help me out." He just did.
So you've got to do the scene where he admonishes Stuart and he yells at you.
Yeah, comes on hard.
Him being nice and all that stuff, does that help? Because he's got to yell at you. He's got to yell at you like a father would to a son. Or do you not even care? Is it just like you go in and you know how to do it? And
yeah, he did not strike me at the time. He was in character when he needed to be.
Right.
And it was inviolate. But he did not need to be in character off camera.
He's not like Jim Carrey and all these other
or people
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, they call the method acting where you have to be it. So that's sort of how I was trained, that you're in it when you need to be, and if you're too in it, then that's kind of rude because you have to deal with the wonderful people behind the camera.
Right.
I mean, hundreds of people that don't need your bullshit, in my opinion.
Right. I always wondered
they don't need you to be so particular.
Yeah.
Or not have anything that's not from the 19th century in your purview.
Right. I always wondered about those people, the method actors. Like when the director pulls them aside to give them some kind of notes, are they still acting like Abraham Lincoln, or are they still acting like
some people are
Andy Kaufman?
I've never been in that realm of Daniel Day-Lewis, and evidently Lincoln, and to get that performance, and there's a certain echelon that people will forgive you anything because you deliver, and you're also kind and courtly, and you have a buffer, so you're not approached. Hey, do you want a breakfast burrito, Abe? You're not gonna no one's gonna blow it because you're protected from that.
Yeah,
given your echelon.
I gotcha.
And it's when you're not of that caliber or ascended that high, where if you sort of behave in a way where don't talk to me, or you're not going to make friends. No. So, but more power to you. If that's what you need to get the work done, as long as you're nice to people, it doesn't matter. And the one thing I learned right away is don't piss off a Teamster.
Well, because they're affiliated with the mob, right?
Well, no, they drive you around. They can make you.
Oh, yes.
It's so noticeable if you get in the back seat if you don't try and get in the front seat when they're picking you up at the hotel. They might not want you, but don't be like, I only sit in the back. And I'm on my phone all the time, and
don't be a prick.
Don't be a prick. Especially because they either empty your toilet in your trailer or they don't.
I got it. Okay.
Let's get real.
Now, how many days were you here filming?
Oh, my brother, it was, I think it was 3 days, and then I had to come back and do on horseback. So it was a quick gig.
So the scene where you're in his headquarters and he yells at you, is that a set somewhere, or is that actually in one of the houses?
No, I said that was one of the houses. I forgot the name of the house. It was an actual. They dressed it right,
sure,
but it was a stone house that was an actual. I don't think it was historic in that Lee slept there, but it was certainly one of the outbuildings. It was there.
It was a building that was there. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I always wondered that if they had a set somewhere like in DC or something.
And I think you knew this, but I'll say it again because it was extraordinary that the Park Service let us on the adjacent lands that had been acquired. We were allowed to walk on the battlefields, but not film on them.
But you did, though.
No.
What? I think
as far as I knew, that they were not the actual. They were similar. They were the acquired lands just across the way.
Well, that's where the battles were. But the scene where you come riding up,
yes,
that's on the battlefield.
They just didn't want you to blow up, though.
Right?
So there were things filmed on the battlefield,
right? But the
actual battles were adjacent, and that was the land that I think Warner Brothers or Ted Turner bought for the reenactors.
I don't know.
Remember that story?
That, Eric?
I've not.
I know that he paid to have the telephone wires put underground in certain parts of the battlefield.
He did do that as like barter.
But I always thought
there was a story that there were many acres, and I don't know if this is true or not. But at the time, everyone had said, the assistant directors, that Ted Turner bought many acres because these guys worked for nothing.
Yeah, he might have, and then he might have sold it afterwards or something. I don't know.
Right. They never got to use it.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, it's a farm now. It's certainly not Ted Turner that owns it, but it's still out there. And the barn where they shot the scene with Longstreet and General Hood after General Hood gets his arm mangled. That's out there.
That is where they used to hold the reenactment every year.
Well, so you're saying that he bought it for the reenactors to hold the reenactments. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, they did a lot of the filming of like battle scenes out there at that farm.
Yes.
And I don't know who owns it now. Whoever owns it now has had it for a long time.
Yeah.
But maybe that was part of the agreement.
Well, that makes sense, though, because I think I remember going to a reenactment there, and they had like built the Emmitsburg Road and the fence line to do Pickett's Charge. Yeah. And somebody there, a reenactor, was saying, this is where we shot the movie. And you can tell, like, you can recognize certain parts of it in certain scenes, you know?
You used to have to, like, when you were a reenactor and you went to register, it was in the barn. It was basically where
Hood was.
Yeah, exactly where Hood was. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, that's cool.
Well, that was my understanding, was that was something that was a gift to, because it was an incredible contribution.
Sure.
That the reenactors
it's a lot of
made.
land.
Right. So I don't know if it was a deal with the owners or if some of it's theirs to camp on as a way station to then move from, but that was my understanding, that there was some piece of land that they got.
Okay. We'll have to ask Susan about that.
Yeah,
she might know the history of that, because
that's all stuff that I've never really even considered.
Yeah, oh, that's pretty cool. So okay, so you're here for 3 days. So you got to do the horseback riding scene first, or you do the Lee admonishment scene first?
We did the admonish. That was the first. And that's the first thing I did.
That wasn't terrifying. I would be terrified.
It was terrifying, and they shot me first.
Okay.
But Marty Marty let them shoot over his shoulder. It could have been a stand-in, but it wasn't.
Oh, that's nice.
He was there for me, and then I was there for him. So a lot of big stars, they leave, and they're going to put their coverage on, and the voice will match up, so they don't even have to be there. But he was there, and it took I think it took all day. And then the next day we did a couple pickup things, and then we did one of the they might have shot the approach, but the scene right before with Bo and Marty that General Stuart is here.
Yeah.
There might have been an arrival shot, but they didn't use it. I don't quite remember. But the next one was the ride where he said, "There he is." That's right, arriving. Mm-hmm. That's right.
The prodigal son returns.
Yeah, and that was another day's shoot, which is about, I think, 3 weeks later.
So how many times did you have to go back and keep riding up like that?
To be honest, and I wish I remembered the body double. Wonderful guy. I grew up riding. I did horse shows and
dressage.
I did do a little dressage. Ew! You make it sound so ew. You did. I didn't fox hunt, you freak. But little walk, trot, canter, a little dressage, little horsey stuff. But they said, "Look, this was a horseman, and we have a horseman to do you. Will you let him make you look better?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I think it was the same guy who did the riding in Gods and Generals. They would not let me ride.
So wait a second.
They had someone who could do loop to loop.
You're saying that when Stuart comes riding in and he's coming up the road,
that ain't me.
That's not you.
Oh wait, yes, that is me.
I thought so, because it looks like you. You could see your face. It's not far enough away where it would be a double.
Right. Pardon me. Gods and Generals. They had because that's Skid.
The Skid. That's what I was just going to ask you about.
That's Gods in General. Yeah, that's not me. That's the body double. All right, sorry. I'm old, Yeah. I've been through a pandemic. I don't remember stuff. God.
Well, I just watched the scene with the Skid, and I could have sworn that was you. I didn't notice a cut. It looks like you just hop off the horse and come over. But I guess there is a cut.
But the hop is me. They actually let me get on the horse to hop off.
Really?
But the Skid wasn't me.
It's a good Skid.
That's called a cut.
Yeah,
I
know.
Editors do.
I know. That's what I just said. I didn't see a cut, but I guess there must be. That was
a good Skid. I couldn't have done that. I would have gone over the top of the horse.
Well, whatever. It was believable. So, but you
Did you just say whatever?
I said, well, whatever. It was believable.
I know. I hate whatever. Eric, don't you hate whatever?
I hate it when Matt does it.
Yes. It's so teenage. It's like, whatever. Whatever you have to say, it's not right. Whatever. Whatever.
This is his face. He goes, yes. Like it was this big dramatic. Yes. Oh, that was funny.
Good.
That's funny.
Those were good times.
Good times.
Yeah, good
when will the fun start? Okay, so then
you don't think it. That hurts me. You don't think the fun has started?
No. It's we've been going great it's great.
Yeah, for several hours.
Yeah, for several hours. All right, now let's get serious here.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Indeed.
Gettysburg versus Gods and Generals. Which one?
Like we're going to do volleyball?
Yeah. Which one wins in a volleyball game?
I challenge you.
Who wins in volleyball?
I don't know.
The cast of Gettysburg or the cast of Gods and Generals? Who wins in volleyball?
I don't know. I think they were paid more. They'd be fiercer in Gods and Generals because they got paid more.
Is that how that works?
And then you also, that Stephen Lang got to really chew things up. It was marvelous work.
Yeah, he was really good in that. Which did you have more fun doing, though?
Oh, I would. Well, I totally think he had fun. I can't believe I just said totally.
Yeah, please.
I believe that he had to have had, in my opinion, an actor had to have had more fun doing more in Gods and Generals.
Sure.
And he was ferocious. He was fantastic. Wait,
who are you talking about?
Stephen Lang.
No, I'm talking about you. Which did you have more fun?
Oh, dude, of course I had. I thought we were talking about, I thought I was Stephen Lang.
I thought it was Stephen Lang.
Listen, I had more fun and made a lot more money in Gods and Generals.
Okay.
I had a better beard that was actually built for my face.
Okay.
And
was it
more
made for film?
It was made for film. That was a beauty. I mean,
Did you
it
get to
had
keep it?
curls.
It is.
I don't think I want it. I wouldn't have wanted it.
Hold on, I'm going to just look over here. Keep talking. I'm just going to look at the picture of your
No,
beard.
I didn't get to keep it. Yeah, talk amongst myself.
Yes, I'm listening.
I did not get to keep it. I got to keep the hat, which now John Pinkerton has.
John owns everything. He has both your Union and Confederate, or your blue and your gray uniform.
Yeah, I could have had the boots too, and I wish I had, but he'd have them now too. And John and I traded that I got, because we can talk about this now.
Sure.
There's sort of the turn happened where there was you had to take the romance out of playing a Confederate.
Right.
There's really nothing, and I'm descended from Confederates, and you gotta just go, that's my legacy, and let's move on.
Right.
And have to cop to it, because, to be descended from actual slave owners it's not a great thing to have to cop to. I mean, I felt guilty. I felt white guilt. Because there are many people with my name, and that's called a slave name. If people with my same last name have it, they got it from at a point in time of American history that is not the brightest,
right.
not as gleaming as much of our history is.
Not our proudest moment.
Not our proudest. So that being in that and realizing, John, this would mean more to John. I'm never going to wear this hat out in public and be, a fancy Confederate,
right,
and enjoy myself. So it was great to be able to give it to John. And I traded a Union uniform, so if I ever needed to go Civil War, I would be able to go as a Yankee, which for me would have been easier than having to be the brave Confederate in California. Oh, I wish I was. No, you don't want to be that guy.
Shut up, dude. You're in Cali, man. How about what
I look great in gray, dude. What's wrong with gray? It goes with everything.
Yeah, man, it's neutral. What about do you think, you have no desire to get any of that memorabilia back? Because a friend of mine lives out in Pittsburgh, not too far from John. We're trying to plan a way to break into his basement and steal some stuff, so I can try to swipe any of that back if you want it. The hat? I might. Where you live now, where you are now, you could get away with that hat. You want
Thanks.
it back?
I appreciate that, and that's one of the weirdest things that's been said to me today. I probably would take the plume. Why wouldn't I want a plume?
Right.
So the plume I would have taken and said, "Get your own plume, Pinkerton."
Yeah, you should have taken the plume. Something. You have nothing from that movie.
Oh my God! I have all the paperwork. I have the original. I have
the script.
Seriously,
do you have the script?
I have the script. I have the edits. I have all of my sides that I had in my on horseback. I have the contracts. I have the signed poster from the. Believe me, John has lots of signed posters, but I have my own poster.
Okay.
I had the invitations sent to me to the opening in Washington, D.C. I have.
And will you say here and now that you will leave all of that to addressing Gettysburg in your will?
To address in Gettysburg?
That's the name of the goddamn show, Addressing Gettysburg.
Oh,
Leave it to us. In your will.
Listen, at least for the album cover for you guys, yes, I will.
For the album cover.
I'll call my solicitors. For the album cover, you guys have to both be in dresses or the same dress.
That's hot.
And do a dress in Gettysburg. And
okay.
Eric and Matt are in the same dress, like a bridesmaid's dress.
I think we could pull that off.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
I think you could. And that would be an album cover. Or one of those great Christmas cards.
From our family to yours, season's
pithy
greetings.
and whimsical. Oh, Matt and Eric, they're such cards.
Look at them with their hairy chests and their
With
long
a
beards.
dress in
I don't have a
Gettysburg. You
hairy
get
chest.
it?
Oh, you don't? Oh. Yeah, they dress it. That is actually a good idea. Maybe we'll start sending that out as Christmas cards. In fact, we'll do that. All the people that were on the show this year, we're going to send them a Christmas card like that, including you. So get ready. You're going to have that.
I'm ready, Matt. I mean, there it is. I mean, what can I say?
All right. Oh,
Can't you see
That
the
don't scare me.
anticipation in his eyes?
don't scare me.
Yes.
But seriously, can we get the script at least when you pass? Not that we're looking forward to you passing. I'm just saying it would be nice to add to our library, our archives.
Your library?
Yeah.
Isn't it a library?
Isn't
That's
that
what I deal with.
isn't that how it's library, right?
No, it's library.
Library. Well, okay. Well, you went
It's
to
like Brick-a-brack College.
you would know.
Brick-a-brack College.
You went to Yale. So
Oh, there it is. Yes. You're very well spoken. I just don't think, it's unworthy of you to say library.
There's no time.
well,
We have no time.
There is no time.
That is so true.
yes.
But the wagons. But the wagons.
I have told you there is no time for that.
I'm giving you the whole scene.
Oh, ow.
There is no
Yeah,
time.
that was scary. And then I had to General Lee, sir, if I've lost the general's confidence, I don't remember the line. I'm
Yeah,
terrible at
something like
remembering
that.
lines.
Since
But
I
then
no
took
longer
off
hold
my-
the general's confidence, something like that.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take your
And
word.
then he's
Where's
like-
I have told you there is no time for that.
You can't hear that?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay.
It's creeping me out. You didn't tell me this. This is like.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a bullhorn or a klaxon?
We have that too.
I do have a bullhorn.
Sadly.
I do have a bullhorn, but actually, this is the surprise. Mr. Sheen has been sitting here the whole time. Say it again, Mr. Sheen.
There is no time.
Did you hear him? And he's going to do it again.
There is no time.
Just yell at him.
Marty.
Say hi to him. No, it's not really him. It's a sound pipe. Okay.
You're a sound pipe.
What?
You really are. I just want to.
A sound pipe?
Yeah, I don't.
What does
I
that
don't know.
mean? What is a sound pipe?
Oh, wow! Back
What the
off.
hell are you saying to me? A sound
like-
pipe?
You're an inanimate object,
Thank you.
right? You just say whatever someone says to you. It's like, hey, you're a double-sided coin. That's all.
You're a pair of sunglasses
Exactly. You're a flapjack.
in small mountains. You're a hoe cake. A hoe cake.
You are a hoe cake.
I like hoe cakes.
Totally. I do like the corn, and that's a nice consistency.
Yeah, so it's like a pancake that you make on a hoe over a fire, but do you like clean the hoe or is it just the dirt of yesterday?
You could. But
Start off, just get a brand new one.
yeah, it's
I would. Do you think people could afford a devoted hoe just for hoe cakes?
Not back in those days, no.
No, you use the hoe for many things, and yes, you'd clean it.
Of course.
But you didn't really worry about. You'd wipe it down. You wouldn't. I
Right.
need to sterilize this.
No. You probably wouldn't even use water. You would just wipe the visible dirt off.
Oh, you'd probably use bacon grease and sand.
Oh, yes, that's true. And also, the fire's going to do a lot. It's going to help. So,
Sure, the fire will cauterize it.
yeah. Let's make some hoe cakes. You got a hoe? You got a hoe.
I do.
You
gotta hoe.
gotta. You gotta get a good recipe from someone named, the widow LaFrance.
It's
The
literally
widow
just,
LaFrance has a great hoe cake recipe.
it's literally just cornmeal water and a bit of salt. That's it.
Eric, if I may, your cornmeal water and a little salt.
That's fair. That is an accurate assessment. I'll give you that one. Mostly, I'm held together with bacon grease.
Oh
though.
yeah.
Oh, God. Wow. When are you going to come visit Gettysburg?
I don't know. I hate that place. It's really.
So do we. We're so sick of it.
No, I actually love that place. And now, I'm in Pennsylvania. I won't
know.
say where because I like to be a man of mystery.
Yes.
But I am in the Delaware Water Gap. I'm in northern. It's a big gap, you guys.
It's huge.
There's a solid 3 or 4 hamlets you can choose from.
Yeah.
Yes, Hamlet.
Yes, Hamlet. It's
Places-
full of Hamlets.
And ferries.
And ferries. Hamlets and ferries all over the place.
Alive, alive, oh. And Hamlets and ferries. Alive, alive.
And Anne Frank in the attic. I used to live near where you
go
are.
too far, sir.
I know.
You go
Sorry.
too far.
I'm sorry. I used to live where you.
At no time.
I used to live near where you are right now. It's a beautiful area. It's
It
not
is.
far from here. It's like 3 hours.
3 hours.
But it's
think
a
about
Pennsylvania-
Gilligan's Island.
it's a
a
Pennsylvania-
3-hour tour.
Yes.
A 3-hour tour.
But
I
you
think
can-
what can happen in 3 hours.
I know. Oh, believe me, I know. I
Think
used
of
to
the
make the
minnow.
trip all the time. You can make it's called it's a Pennsylvania 3 hours. It's not as bad as like 3 hours crossing several straight lines,
like half of the
state lines. Yeah, it's half the state. No big deal.
You
Beautiful
just
drive.
Made that up.
I did.
It is a beautiful drive,
Yeah,
and
it
I do.
is.
I would love to come down. I actually was talking to John maybe this fall,
Yes.
and I would have come to the 25th anniversary, but I got a job.
Oh, okay. He
And I could not-
said you were being a pretentious ass, I think is the word he used. And he said he disinvited you.
Ow! Why do you do that? Ow!
That's
Did
just
you
what he
realize
said.
how sensitive I am?
I'm sorry. This is what, and this
I
is
mean, I
why
would
I'm
almost
so.
call myself frail.
This is why I'm so surprised that we're having so much fun with you, because I was expecting this, pretentious prick, according to what John was saying, and then here you are, this fun, gregarious guy, and I'm like, wow, John, you lied to me. I said all this to him, and he said, just make
Now
sure
I'm really
you mention.
sad.
And then he goes, just make sure you mention my museum.
Did John? I'm talking.
Yeah. Okay, go. You've got the floor.
I did. Did John really say that? I'll wake up in the middle of the night going, John hates me. John hates me. I shouldn't have said that about Eric Spears.
Here's the thing you have to remember about Matt. About 3/4 of what he's saying he's making up, and you really have a hard time telling which is real and which isn't sometimes.
Yeah, I'm full of shit most of the time.
Yeah, I will say for our listening audience, do you use Just for Men on your mustache?
No, I should, because I have lots of grays in it.
No, but the mustache is still like it doesn't have much gray.
No, it doesn't. It's just yours. What do you use Just for Men? Because yours
I
is
won't
dark
say.
and your beard is gray. Well, almost Snow White.
I haven't, but I'm not opposed to it because I have those patches where you have the white spot that looks like you don't have any hair there.
Right.
So if I have to zoom, I'll
You'll touch it up.
Don't say it like that. That
touch
makes me
of gray.
sound even gayer. Oh, do you touch it up?
Do you touch up your mustache?
Ooh. Do you use just for homos?
Just for gay men.
Jesus.
That's funny. Well, he can say it because he's a homo.
I know. I
Okay,
get that.
all right,
I
yeah, all
understand
right.
that.
You can't say it.
I'm
just said
sorry.
it.
Oh,
You
God, I
can't.
just said it. I'm sorry.
There's no
Yeah.
time.
God.
But he can say it.
Eric's having fun with "There's no time."
No, that's me.
I hate that one. God, I hate it.
Do you
so
really?
much.
I have told you there is no
I
time for
hate
that.
your whole soundboard.
Well, you're gonna have to get
Except
used
for-
to it.
Except for the Tim Smith one.
The audience
That's the only
loves it.
one I like.
The audience loves it. They write letters.
I know.
They write letters and they say they
Do
love it.
they?
They do.
Do they?
They don't, but that's why I haven't gone in and erased it yet.
This is what happens if somebody makes a good point or, deserves some praise. They get a Dan Butterfield, and this is what I do.
Dan, Butterfield.
That's also from the movie, but it's from the director's cut. No, that's in the regular
movie.
one.
Yeah, that's C.
Yeah. That's
Thomas Howell.
that's C. Thomas Howell.
I don't remember that.
It's early on when the 20th Maine is marching towards Gettysburg, and he's talking with one of the prisoners, not the prisoners, one of the deserters, and they're talking about bugle calls, and he goes, "Yeah, this here brigade's got its own bugle call," and he's like,
Dan, Butterfield.
You're explaining it to him like he's one of our regular people who's
I
seen
know,
the movie
I
a
know.
1,000 times.
I know.
But I will say that. But I have said nothing that deserved that.
No, I'm just. You did not.
I haven't made a good point.
You have not yet, but
Damn you, man. Damn you, man.
you got to have a really good point. Like that makes everybody go, and then you get.
Dan, Butterfield.
You'll get there.
I told you about the possibility of a piece of land being given by Ted Turner to the reenactors, and I didn't get a Dan, Butterfield.
But we have to verify that. We don't
He
know.
sang-
Oh.
He sang Anne Frank the musical.
Yes.
All right.
Here, let me give. Oh, this was the bad part, and I will say this.
Okay.
There were the lyrics too that I would have had to sing if I ever went on as Pater or Teacher Van Dam. It's a stupid game of hide and seek, and the object is to find a freak. But it's not much fun if they find you if you're a Jew.
Oh my God.
Dan, Butterfield.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hello, exactly.
Yeah, so that song wasn't one of the best because things that rhymed with Jew ended up in the song.
Oh my God. This is like is there any video that exists of this show?
No.
Oh, thank God. But I wish there were.
I don't even, there might be radio. I have the album. Actually, I have the album here.
Oh my God.
Really?
Anne Frank
The
album?
original cast
The
album.
original cast recording.
And it was called Yours and with a comma.
Of
after
course, yours,
Was-
comma, and.
Was Mel Brooks involved in this?
I
at
know,
all?
it sounds like a
That
Mel
was
Brooks
my
thing.
point. That's what I said earlier.
you
They
said-
could not survive the Springtime for Hitler comparison.
That's what you were saying. The comparison to Springtime for Hitler. Oh, that's
Yes.
awful because it wasn't done as a comedy. Well, neither was Springtime for Hitler. But
Yes,
God.
it was.
No. The Producers was a comedy, but Springtime for Hitler within the Producers was not supposed to be a comedy. It was just supposed to be terrible. Right?
I see what you mean.
Yes,
It
yes.
was just supposed to be terrible.
Exactly.
But the whole thing wasn't a
Hello,
comedy, so
exactly.
that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who was that?
That was Marky Mark.
Hello, exactly.
Wait, your soundboard has Marky Mark and Dan Butterfield.
Yes.
Butterfield.
It's got a.
We
yeah.
have no time. Who else do you have? Do you have?
I got
Do you have
Sam-
any Aretha?
I have Sam Elliott.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Reed, how'd you score that? That's one of the best voices in America.
It helps to know people.
Oh, does it?
Oh,
Dan,
was so cre- that was so
Butterfield.
there you go. You
That
got
was so
another Dan
creepy.
Butterfield.
Oh, it helps to know people.
Yeah.
Are you going to name drop? Oh, here's a story about John Ritter.
Oh, please, yes.
Okay, John was one of the greatest men. What a loss. What
Yes.
a loss. So funny. And it's crazy that his comedy was crazy, had such energy, ball of fire. And I, of course, loved dropping his name. You know, I'm working with John Ritter. And I said, John, I drop your name a lot. And when I do, I go, clunk. I go, oh, me and John Ritter, clunk. And then John, without missing it a beat, I drop your name too. And I say, Joseph Fuqua. And then I hear, tink.
Dan, Butterfield.
That's a posthumous Dan Butterfield.
Yes. Well, the idea of like Joseph Fuqua, tink. You can barely hear it when you drop that name.
Did you just
It
feel
don't
like
go
2 feet
clunk.
tall? That must have made you feel horrible. Like,
It made me laugh. That was a good one. I love
No, it
to
is
be.
a good. You like zingers at your own expense.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
give some good singers. But
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
that
you
was
do.
choice.
You studied with Lee Strasberg.
No, I didn't.
No kidding.
I'm like, did I lie? Was I drunk? Do I not remember that I said that I studied with Lee Strasberg? Yes, I was in Shelley Winter's class. Me and Shelley. We did Our Town. It was great.
If you had told me 30 years ago when this movie came out that one day I would be making Anne Frank and homo jokes with JEB Stuart.
You're not allowed to say
Oh,
homo.
I'm sorry. Listening to someone make homo jokes, I wouldn't believe you.
Really? That's kind of sad.
It is
Did you have a
kind of
sad childhood?
It's very sad. It's very sad because, like, yeah.
Because why?
Because I just love this. Why? Because it's a.
Well, there is.
I don't know.
I'll tell you. No, listen, I'll tell you why, man.
Okay, tell me why it's sad.
Because there is and we sort of hit on it. There's something very sacred about the subject matter. You know, this is you live in near the hallowed ground.
Yes.
Of America, and it still has that resonance. And I grew up near the battlefields of
the Revolution.
Of the Revolution, exactly. And, you know, the Revolution is a PR agent because those battlefields are moldering. Mm-hmm. They're parking lots. People, they want to sell the New Windsor Cantonment because people just don't go anymore.
No,
How are you
don't
gonna,
care.
Ever since the bicentennial, no one really cares.
Yep.
And, you know, my brother lives a block from Washington's headquarters in Newburgh, New York. And it's beautiful. Beautiful architecture. I mean, the Great Chain, West Point, you know, it's amazing. And that's the history, too, of what I loved about Gods and Generals was West Point was featured because as West Pointers, you know, the history of these generals that Lee and Stuart knew each other at West Point.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these guys knew each other at West Point. And then they're fighting against each other. That's the sadness of the whole thing. And the Hudson Valley, though, is beautiful. Like I used to go hang out in Tarrytown for a little bit. There's a bar that's like right on the river there. But I love I was a stripper. I don't know if I ever told you this, but
a stripper in Tarrytown.
He made
that's an indie
$10s.
movie. That's a stripper in Tarrytown or Sleepy Hollow.
It was just called Sleepy Hall. But but
that should be your stripper name, CP Hollow. The letter CP Hollow.
Yeah.
Take it off, CP.
My name was actually Ichabod Crane.
Ew.
Yeah, because I never really worked out.
Ichabod.
Yes, get it?
Oh, that's fun. Now I get it.
Now you get it.
Oh.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, don't do that to yourself, man. But that's good on the soundboard.
Thank you.
You got to have the bucket.
You got to
of fish.
have the rim shot.
Yeah. Bucket of fish, Menachem Begin.
Wait, so what were we talking? Oh yeah, Sleepy
We're
Hollow.
talking about the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Great
great
area. It's a beautiful
PR
area.
agent for the Revolutionary War. You live near hallowed ground.
Yes.
That's why you're such a dick.
That's why I'm a dick because I live in the nation's most sacred shrine, and F you, right? Like F you want to mess with me? I live in America, baby. This is the heart of America.
Well,
right
you should
here.
add real. You should add that real America.
Real America. Real Merca. Got to drop some of those.
California, that is so not real America.
No, that's the furthest thing from America. Merca. California ain't nothing. Do you like California?
Merca. Do I like California?
Yeah. Which do you
it's
prefer?
Beautiful. No, I love the East Coast.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah.
But when I'm in California, Ventura is a beautiful town. I look around, this is paradise. I mean, the lights, but I love living in a valley. Delaware Water Gap, we got a valley going on here, Hudson River Valley. Mm-hmm. There's great weather, and I like some cloudy days, I have to say.
Okay.
I don't feel the obligation to be happy and let's go out in like a Levi's commercial, you know?
Something always confused me when I lived on the West Coast. Like people would ask where you're from, and I'd say, "Oh, I'm from Pennsylvania." "Oh, you're from back east."
Yeah.
Like they had just come across on the fucking
Like they're the
Oregon
49ers.
Trail.
Yeah.
There's a Conestoga wagon in the
Right.
carport.
Back east.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But that's what it feels like. You know, the land, you see a strip mall, and then you can't imagine there's no ancients except in the mission system.
Sure.
With the Spanish But that's what I love about the East Coast is you can see things like, look at that graveyard, look at those crooked old tombstones, and this town was founded in 1690. And
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
and it's
cool.
like 1930 is old.
Yeah, right. All those old mansions from the 20s, and it's like, yeah, BFD. Was 1720s? No, 1920s. F you.
Like my shitty
It's like,
house
who
is
cares?
150 years old.
Yeah, exactly. What?
Yeah, it's nice.
It is nice. Now, so what is it that you like about living in a valley, though? I've never heard somebody say that.
The weather is different. You get it changes. You know, the winds are different because it goes, along. It follows the valley, so they can be fierce winds. And the weather, I have to say, coming over the mountains, and boom, it changes on a dime.
Yeah,
all across America, every other state has if you don't like the weather here, wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
Texas is big on that, but it's the same in Vermont and New Hampshire.
Are you right in town, or are you a little bit out of town?
I'm in the historic district.
Oh, it's really nice there.
It's very nice, and I can walk to places.
Yeah.
I do love same thing, and I moved out of Los Angeles and moved up to Ventura, and I don't drive. I live in a town I can walk to work. My theater company, Rubicon Theater Company,
right.
RubiconTheater.org. Plug. We've survived the pandemic, and it's been really hard.
Yeah.
For a small theater to survive.
Sure. But
so hopefully we'll have audiences.
That's
and I
in
go back and do
California.
the Shakespeare. That's in California.
Yeah. And you do the Shakespeare.
And I go back and do a Shakespeare. Let me do this plug.
Go.
Would you just be quiet?
I'm going to turn my mic off. Go.
Yeah. Fearless Shakespeare, Rubicon Theater. So we work with, I work with 16-year-olds to 23-year-olds. We do a full-length play. You're not even listening.
No, I'm listening. It's
a good time.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing. Go ahead. I'm enthralled. Go.
No, I'm done. You made me feel foolish.
No.
This is the last.
Don't
podcast.
feel foolish. Which is the last podcast you're gonna do?
Don't do that to yourself.
Have you done podcasts before?
You're so much better. I've never done a podcast.
So this is your first one.
Yeah, what a coinkydink. My first movie in front of a motion picture camera was Gettysburg.
I like this.
And now there you are in Gettysburg. Look, I got goose flesh.
It's like full circle, and it's also some other thing.
Like a rhombus or a parallelogram.
It's a full rhombus.
You're the full rhombus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You really are.
Yeah,
I mean that.
I am. But no, so this is exciting then. So this is your first podcast, and you'll probably never do another one after this because I wouldn't.
No, I think I'm hooked. I want to do more podcasts.
Well, I'll tell you something. It'll be very rare that you'll find a host like me, unless you can go like higher up. Like Joe Rogan. You get on Joe Rogan, that's a different story. But
no, I don't know if you're drunk, but it seems like Joe is drunk a lot.
He's on something.
Yeah, well, he said he's drunk, but I have a feeling it could be glue, but that's just me.
Yeah, or whippets. No, but so seriously, let's talk about the Shakespeare thing real quick, because I always wondered, how the hell do you remember those words?
That is so. You're better than that.
No.
That is such the line. That's the line that actors in talkbacks, actors get. How do you remember all those lines? The blue hairs, and then the standard line answering that question is, well, the lines are easy. It's the faces, remembering the faces that are so hard.
But I'm serious. I'm acting. I'm asking as someone who has a hard time remembering plain old regular American modern English. Or I should have reversed some of the orders of those words. And then you got to do that stuff. It makes no sense to me. Do you have to actually learn what the words mean in order to deliver them?
Yes. I mean, you could. I think you know what it looks and sounds like when someone doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But they're
Well, which is
speaking the
basically
language.
listen to my show and you know exactly what that is. Yeah.
He doesn't know the words, what they mean. Well, I love Shakespeare because it's one of the things that if you understand it, if the penny drops, it's so esteemable. So when I do, and I can look at Shakespeare and think, oh my God, this is so much smarter than I am. How will I ever understand this? And then it just takes a little work. And then when I know it and I understand it and then can deliver the images, it's exalted language.
Yeah.
It's our language. It's this is, I will be embarrassed for myself, but I'll say it. It's from God. Mm-hmm. It is divine, his language, and it's our language.
Yeah.
So I am somebody who now, when I teach young people about Shakespeare, that get excited about language. To be well-spoken is not a liability. To be well-spoken is a beautiful thing. And that's what I love about acting. You don't have to be very clever or smart.
No kidding.
To appreciate language.
Yes.
You just have to do your work. Look
Right.
it up.
Right.
You don't know the word, look it up.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You understand it.
You could deliver it better because you know exactly what it means, and so you know how to put
Right.
the inflection on it. Yeah.
Otherwise, you're a mimic.
Mm-hmm.
You're a parrot. And you can do it prettily, but if you don't know what you're saying, if you're not behind, and this conversation with Eric, and we're giving and we're on our words. We are on them. We're invested.
Well, you are.
That's all it. Well, you are too. You guys are too.
Well, Eric
We're
is.
behind it. And that's what great conversation is. But to young people now, and I don't mean to slam young people.
Go
but
ahead.
Texting has taken language out of the mouths of people.
They're like
and
cavemen.
then they can't talk anymore. They don't know how. They talk as they text, and everything is abbreviated and dumbed down, and no one's reaching for something beyond them, and no one wants to talk. I find that too. A couple weeks of texting, it's like, I don't want to talk on the phone. Can you imagine having to talk to someone?
That's the insidiousness of it all. Like, it makes you not want to be a human being.
Yeah.
And it's terrible.
And use it or lose it.
Yeah.
You either use language or you'll lose the skill.
Yes.
So I believe, and every kid that I've ever taught Shakespeare, and I've taught a few hundred kids over the last 20 years, and whether they stay in theater or not, their appreciation of language. I think theater skills, performance theory, kids having to sort of be on and learning, you got to bring it. Who said it? Woody Allen? 90% of life is showing up.
Yeah, something like that.
And if you show up, the other, at least 8%, if you add 8% of showing up ready to go, showing up on with energy, that's all you need. Whether you're a landscaper or a rocket scientist, you've got to be able to deal with people. Everyone has bosses. Maybe you don't.
Not me.
Not you. But being able to deal with people with words and not seem like an idiot or seem too shy or furtive. You know, kids today, they don't even look you in the eye.
No.
And I remember my dad making me shake
yes.
his hand over and over again.
Yep.
That's a weak handshake.
Yep.
Give it again. You got to go thumb web to thumb web.
Yep.
Don't jam it.
Yeah. You'd be like, what do you want me to
Firmly,
do?
but don't-
Kiss your hand? What are you, the queen? Don't give me your fingertips.
Did you just call me a fag?
No, that's what my father would say.
Suddenly I'm back in high school being bullied. Look at you with your kerchief around your neck.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So there it is. Do you have a Stars and Stripes on your ceiling?
We do.
We do because why
We
do we
ran
have
out of wall space.
Oh, that's all right. We ran out of wall space, and it kind of kills the echo.
I am furious with you for using the flag as
an
a
ornament.
sound deadener. And it kills the sound. Yeah, and people died for the flag, you guys.
If it makes you feel any better, it's not a proper flag.
Yeah, it's a cavalry flag.
If I may say, Eric,
it's-
you're not a proper flag.
We actually have
Okay,
three in
right.
here.
It's a Betsy Ross. It's the old Betsy Ross, right?
No.
Is that
It's
13?
a guide on. And see how it's got the little swallowtail at the.
What is it, like 30...
At the end there?
38 star?
Yeah, I think it's 38.
So it's you turned it into a yacht flag. What is that little pennant?
No, like the cavalry would have carried something like that.
Is that for wind flappage?
I think it was more so that you can identify that it's a cavalry unit from a distance. Is that right, Eric? They would have had the swallowtail?
No,
or-
I think Joseph is
It's for
correct.
flappage?
Yeah, it probably waves better on horseback than a regular square flag.
There you go.
It's
So-
better aerodynamics.
Well, I think it probably holds out straighter when you're like at a gallop on horseback.
Well, I
I
also
think, I
wonder
don't
if it would make less sound.
What the hell do they care about
Like
that?
that matters. Yeah, with galloping horses. Stupid Joseph. Stupid. Yeah. What
Guys,
do you
this-
care about the sound of the flag?
This battle is
how
really loud,
embarrassing.
but the flapping of this flag is just too much. Can we cut a V in it?
Did you just do a gay voice making fun of me?
Get him.
No, I was making fun of people in the
No,
Civil War.
you were totally mocking me. I hate you,
You
Matt.
don't have that voice.
Howard. What?
You don't have that voice.
It's too much.
You sound like a man. You sound like a man.
All right,
Oh my God, you're digging that hole there, buddy.
you're really
no,
digging
no.
that hole. Yeah, and what are your pronouns? Dick and
Dick and head.
head. Yes. Excuse me, those aren't pronouns. Shut the fuck up.
Oh God. Yeah, you got to come down in the fall. We have fun. Bo comes up.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I want to. That's a great world. I was looking for property down there a few years ago, and that's
Really?
actually I may end up down there because I'm looking to get that doctorate in education, and then I need to teach somewhere. So find me work. What can I teach? Oh, I'm going to teach about exalted language.
Yeah, you could teach exalted language. You could probably
Well,
just
I'm
teach.
not going to call it that.
Yeah, but you
I'm
should
going to be conversational English, so people can get back to being
being
good
normal.
conversationalists.
That'd be great.
Isn't that baffling?
How people
Like
can't
you would
talk.
have to have a college course
Yeah, I know.
on how to have
But
a
you-
normal conversation.
But you do, because people
Oh, yeah.
think that public speaking is going to do it. It doesn't. Public speaking is different from, because most grandmothers they sign their kid up for my Shakespeare class, and then they say, "Could you teach them how to talk to me? Could you teach them how to not say like and you know so much?"
Like, that's so sad.
It's like not even like the best thing to like.
No, like totally. I know what you mean.
If I listen to this podcast and I catch myself saying like, I'd like to think I don't say like a lot.
I
But
haven't, I
now
haven't
once
caught
you
doing
say it, you get very, I don't know.
I do it.
Listen.
I do it too much. And ums and ahs, and I'm trying.
Yeah,
trying.
I really
yeah.
got to bring the shock collar back in.
Yeah, we never used it.
I know.
We should. I gave him a shock
Well,
collar.
you kind of quit doing it for a while. I think out of fear that I was just going to like start blasting you with high voltage
I
electricity.
was being a little. Yeah. So I
Good
gave
for
him.
you, Eric.
Yeah, I gave him a
I do
shock
what I
collar, and the idea was that I was going to put it on my arm, and every time I said that he would zap me because I hate it. But like, I'm looking for something to say, and I don't want any dead air, so I go. So
Well,
and I
that's what
search.
they are. They're fillers.
Yeah, they're fillers.
Yeah.
And that it's okay to stop
And
as
say
long as you
nothing.
don't and say nothing
Yeah.
for a moment.
I know.
And that might be a chance for Eric to be able to pipe in, going, "No, I'm sick of you."
Yeah, that's part of
And
the.
I'd like to say something.
That's part of the reason why I say so that nobody jumps
He
in.
won't. Yeah, it won't be a great time
I'm
for
holding
Eric to,
the floor.
Mr. Budinsky. If I give him an inch, he's gonna take over the show.
He says he doesn't like talking, but he's good at it, and
He's he's very good at it.
And,
he's almost
people
better
like
than
him.
you. Oh, he's better than you. Let's.
Yes.
And I want to get back to. I think that shock collar should go on your neck.
it's too small. It's
Well, then
for
get a Mastiff. We talked about this. Get a Mastiff collar.
no, because
Don't
those
use
are
your little Jack Russell Terrier
that's what
collar.
it is.
That
It's
ain't gonna-
like a Jack Russell collar because it's for. Have you?
Oh, it goes pretty big.
Yeah, if you crank those up though, those are pretty freaking strong. Like,
my family has played that game
oh really?
where you sort of just hand someone something and say, and someone has a regular one, and someone has the
Electronic.
zapper,
Yeah.
and people forget which one they have,
Uh-huh.
and you're supposed to wait a long time, and then you press the button and just see. And we were like, that doesn't hurt. Then we cranked it up to 10, and that'll make you drop your drink.
Yeah. It absolutely will. And it'll make you. I had another podcast and we all got them. There were 4 of us. There were 5 of us, and we had the 5th one hold the remote. He had everybody's remote, and he had a name, taped on each one. And we were trying not to curse.
Ooh.
And so every time one of us cursed, he'd zap us. But there was always a delay because he had to first realize you cursed, then look for your name, grab your remote, zap you. And so by that
You know
point,
the terrifying thing. I'm about to be zapped.
right. Well, no. So we wouldn't even know. We were moving on in the conversation, and he's looking around, and then you feel the zap, and we would just jump and curse again, which then gets you another zap. And it was like this curse zap circle of hell. But we stopped cursing. It really works, and that's why I gave him the shock collar for the ums and ahs. But we just never. We got to bring that in, Eric.
You got to bring it back, Eric.
Yeah.
Because I think there are too many ahs and ums.
I'll do it for you, Joseph.
I would. Well, I'd also. Why not just go taser, full on taser?
I have told you there is no time for that.
So there's always time for a taser, Marty. It's true.
I had a friend who Matt Sheets.
Mm-hmm.
He years ago, he and his buddy, I guess somebody had a taser, and they sat at the at O'Rourke's at the bar and let the person tase him, and they just stood there, screaming and shaking at the bar, and it was great. There's video of it somewhere. I called it the tasing of the shrew.
I would love to watch some, because part of me wants to be tased just to sort of know, oh, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to be tased because you see it and you don't think it's a joke.
No.
But I've never seen in real life someone tased.
Well,
I definitely have.
I've seen video,
yeah.
but not.
Well, what I am talking about with my friend was a video I saw that he sent me years ago, and I never saw it in person either. I don't think I'd want to see it, and I think having seen the videos, I'm pretty certain I don't want to be tased. Like it doesn't look fun, so I don't need to do
I
it.
can't imagine it's a pleasant experience just based
I'm
off
afraid
of what
I'd
I've seen.
like shit my pants or have a heart attack or something. Does that happen? Do we know?
I guess
I
theoretically
think people
you
can have
could.
heart attacks. I've never heard anyone shit their pants doing that, but that's if we can go into our shit the pants stories now, I think that This would be a great-
That was the segue to the shit the pants story. So go ahead. You got a great one.
Oh, who hasn't?
You got a
Who-
great
who
one about
doesn't
your
have
time
a-
in Cabo. So go ahead.
Cabo. Yeah, that would be great. Or my time in Weehawken. Or Hocus.
Hocus and Hoboken.
That's my favorite.
Hoboken?
Are you of the Hocus calories?
Yes. No, we're of the Bloomfield calories.
Oh, Bloomfield. Oh, look at you.
Bloomfield. Oh,
Yes.
Hoity-toity.
Oh, yes.
They all
Are the
hold their
Bloomfield
pinkies out
Hills?
there.
Or are you Bloomfield adjacent? Is it Bloomfield proper?
No, it is.
Or is it lesser Bloomfield?
It's Northern Bloomfield.
Oh, northern Bloomfield.
Yes.
Is it the dodgy end?
Oh, no. That's by Newark. You see, we don't go down there. We were up further away from the center, you see. And we were up on the hill. Our people. Right by the golf course, really, the country club.
Oh.
Yes. It's beautiful. But
Near which hole? Which hole were you near?
we were by the 8th hole. Yes.
Ew.
Oh, I know.
The 8th hole.
Yes, it was a mess.
That sounds like the bar in Tarrytown. Yeah, we're in the 8th hole.
That's the one I used to work at. They had great wings there, though, which was wonderful on breaks.
Oh, sure, the wings.
Yeah.
You didn't go for the stripping. You stay for the wing.
I got the job just to have the free wings. It was great.
You were raised right.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, of course you did.
Yeah.
That's just good. That makes good sense.
My parents were ashamed, but I'm like, Mom, Dad, the wings are fantastic.
Aren't they still ashamed?
Well, this was the first time they were ashamed. And then they've been ashamed for a lot of other things afterwards.
That's nice.
Shut up, Eric.
I do what I can.
Eric's got your number. That's good.
Yeah,
you
he
guys know.
does.
How long have you guys known each other?
About 2 months.
Really?
No,
wow,
about a year.
A little over a year.
A little over a year.
You bond fast. Oh, you do bond fast. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like I know you guys.
I know.
and
I was
we've
going to
only
say,
been
you and I are
talking
best friends, and we've only been talking for less than a week.
less than a week, and also we've been chatting for 2 hours.
We
Almost.
have, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
how long do you
And
edit the?
I
do
have
you edit the
16 minutes
podcast?
left on my card. I don't really edit. I mean, I edit, I cut out, I clean up the beginning, I clean up the end, but I don't really go through. I might go through and bleep out the F words here for when I'm, put it out for free. But otherwise, all words like,
I don't think-
homo is staying in and everything else.
Is fag the F word?
No. Fuck is the F word.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Right.
Did I have any F bombs?
not you.
we all did. I think.
Oh.
I think we all had some F
I
bombs.
don't know. He's just very well spoken, so it doesn't seem like
It doesn't.
he would.
You don't notice them
Yeah.
because he says them so well.
Oh, you swear like flowers.
He couches them in very nice English.
Your swearing sounds so elegant.
Listen, I've got 15 minutes left on my memory card.
Okay, so we got to get to some of the
We've got
the juicier bits.
We've got to get to the juicier bits. Now, you and Rob Lowe talk about that tape. Go.
Well, that happens to coincide with my shitting my pants story.
Yes.
Rob and I
Yes.
were at James Madison. No, we weren't. I got nothing.
No. Okay. All right.
That was
well,
a good. Yeah, I should know when to stop.
You did. You stopped.
That's what Mother always said.
Yeah.
Know when to stop.
Joseph, you don't know when to stop. Sorry, Mother.
How did you know my mother? Sounds like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Joseph, you don't know when to stop. You keep running that mouth. Sorry,
Well,
Mother.
now she was Scottish. Wasn't Mrs. Doubtfire Scottish?
I don't know what the fuck she was. I don't remember what she
Wow.
was.
I mean, she was Robin Williams.
She was
so-
Robin Williams. Yeah, she was a man. What was her first name? Like Euthanasia Doubtfire?
Euphigenia.
Euphigenia, that's right. What a name.
Yeah,
Euphigenia.
but that name hasn't caught on again. Euthygenia.
It's amazing.
It's not in the baby book.
I figured that year there would have been a lot of Euphigenias being born, but because it was a popular movie. But no.
Right, and you would think that there would be a lot of Agamemnons when that movie came
Oh
out.
man, there had to be, or Adolf's when the war was on.
It's too soon. You can't make Adolf.
That was accurate.
Is that your crash
That
box?
was my crash box. Yes. That one didn't
That's
work.
good. Do you have? If you don't have it, you should get in your little toy box, your little sound box.
Right.
You should get Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye,
Why? Why do I need that?
because it's funny. And the other one you should get
Right.
is Hot Pockets.
Oh, that one I could work with.
Or how about 1877 cars for kids?
Quiet.
1877 cars for kids.
Stop.
Quiet.
God damn it. I just got
Donate
that.
your card today.
The other day, okay?
Eric,
we
I said it. Yeah.
We have our initial conversation the other day.
Sure.
And he texts me afterward. I text him the environmental history interview so that he can hear it, and then he bought the book, right? And so he texts back it's an what is it, an hour or 10 hours?
An hour smooth loop.
An hour smooth loop of the Cars for Kids commercial, the song. And I
A full hour, Eric.
Thank you.
a full hour. Uninterrupted, no commercials.
I
Uninterrupted.
mean, it is a commercial.
It is a commercial, but no commercials.